Yes guys, welcome back to Hair System DIY, your go-to place for hair system advice, tips, tutorials, and of course my own personal insights. And today you're going to be getting some of those because it's the 6-month review of the LaVivid Tyler hair system. So we're going to be breaking this down into 4 segments. We're going to be breaking it down into realism, we're going to be breaking it down into density, price, and comfort. So we're going to be looking at the pros and the cons of each of those, and we're going to be looking at what we're going to do moving forward. But before we start, here's a quick message from today's sponsor. Today's sponsor, guys, is LaVivid. You can find them at lavividhair.com. You can get a 15% discount code on any stock hair system or accessories that I've negotiated with them just for you guys. It's Adam15. All the information is in the description box below this video. If you want high quality hair systems with good shipping times and top customer service, consider LaVivid. Now let's start with realism. So 6 months into this system, the best way to judge realism is by looking at the hairline. So I've brought my paddle brush with me for this video, and I'm going to go up close to the camera so you can actually, and I'll give it a couple of seconds to focus. This actual system has been, it's about a week and a half since my last regroom, and I will be taking it off and cleaning it today. As you can see, not bad. For 6 months, it's a French lace frontal, and that is not bad. You can even the lace is actually still holding up pretty well there. Usually by 6 months, as a result of the cleaning every week or 2 weeks of the glue or the tape from the front of the system, usually the lace kind of starts coming apart. This lace is actually holding together quite well. Now, does it look as flawless as a Swiss lace or a French lace in its early days? Well, no, but it's important to remember this system is 6 months old. Its expected maximum lifespan is 8 to 12 months. So it's holding up pretty well right now. You certainly wouldn't get this appearance from an ultra thin skin. Now, number 2, let's consider density and shedding. So the density of this actual system is 100%, and that is really about the right kind of density you want to be looking for if you're in your 20s or your 30s or maybe even your 40s. And the shedding has been minimal. Hardly any shedding happens with this system. I think that might be because the base in the middle is actually 3-layered. So the actual knots in the base are done really well, which reduces the shedding, and it is probably a reason why the system itself lasts so long. The con, I would say, is if you're in your 50s to your 60s, you might find that 100% is slightly too thick for you. Of course, it's not the end of the world because you could go to a custom system, and I do generally recommend custom systems for anyone who's 50 or above. Because your hair does tend to thin out a bit at that age, you do start to tend getting some greys and that kind of thing. So I'd say the pros, barely any shedding, density absolutely perfect for someone in their 20s or their 30s, maybe even their 40s. Anyone 50s or over, density's probably a bit too thick. Now, when we assess the price, it's $389. It can be a lot cheaper than that if you use my discount code when you order this system, but that is what you'd expect to pay for a system that can last 4 months, not a system that can last 8 to 12 months. So I think you can already gauge that I'm massively on board with the price, comparing it to how long you'll get. So LaVivid's Thor French lace, you get like 4 months out of that. With this, you're paying an extra $80, but you're getting 8 to 12 months. So in the time that you go through 3 French laces, you could have 1 Tyler system. Like, you would save so much money. So for price, absolutely, I'm fully on board with what they're charging. I'm fully on board with this. It's a massive money saver. And there's not even any cons to that. That's just pros. But last, we've got comfort. Now, the pros of this system is, let's compare it with another system that's likely to last that long, which would be a monofilament base. Now, I've tried monofilament, I've tried this system. This system is so much comfier than a monofilament. I could wear a monofilament for a day and I'd be itching so much I'd need to get it off my head. With this, I can wear it for 7 to 10 days before I need to do a clean and rebond. Now, the con is it's not as comfy as a French lace, a Swiss lace, or an ultra thin. It's not as comfy as those. I would put it on par in terms of comfort with a 0.08 to a 0.1 millimeter poly. And I've actually got one. My next one is the Koyas, which is that system. And I would put it on par with the comfort of that. And that's pretty comfortable. So let's now talk about the future with this hair system. I'm expecting to get at least another 4 months out of this, and if I can get to 12, I'm gonna do it. I'm 6 months in. In summary, it's pretty realistic. The hairline's pretty decent. Okay, it's not as good as a French or a Swiss lace in terms of realism, but it lasts a lot longer. It doesn't shed. The density is great for someone in their 20s or 30s. You might need something a bit lighter if you are over that age bracket. The price is fantastic. It's virtually on par with pretty much all other systems, but it lasts 2 to 3 times longer. And in terms of comfort, you can easily get 7 to 10 days out of it. I mean, I wore this in the Caribbean where it was like 90 Fahrenheit like every single day. So it's pretty comfortable, way more comfy than a monofilament, not quite as comfy as a French lace or a Swiss lace. And one last thing I didn't add earlier on in the video, and it's a little reward for anyone who stuck through till the end, is the blend. I have put a semi-permanent dye in my hair after I got back from the Caribbean. That was over a month ago. But the actual colour blend with my natural hair still looks pretty good. So overall, pretty happy with it. I'm going to be doing another video on this in about 3 months, the 9-month review of the Tyler. But it's a system which I'm really happy with. It ticks a lot of boxes for me. And if you haven't got a system yet, and you're thinking about getting one, this is one I'd really recommend. Now, for anyone who might want to compare how this system looked 4 months ago, I'm putting a video up on the screen right now. That was my 2-month review of this system, so you can compare and contrast how the system looks then to how it looks now. I think you'll be very pleasantly surprised.